Chapter 10. Gemma felt as light as air. It didn't hurt that she was zipping through the heavens, not a meteorite in sight, on her way back to Starland. She was bringing back positive wish energy in her wish pendant, but she had collected an awful lot of negative wish energy too. Would the positive energy win out over the negative? She didn't know. Despite her worry, she smiled as she recalled how Maddie and Kyla had thrown up their hands in disgust when Zoe showed up on stage in her nerd outfit, signaling to them that she had made a choice: true friendship over popularity. That had felt awfully good. Gemma landed right behind the dorms and headed inside. The halls were completely empty, and her footfalls echoed. Through a window, she saw a fourth-year Starling Academy student passing by. She ran to the door, pushed it open, and followed her. "Hey, where is everyone?" she called. "Where have you been?" asked the girl. "It's Starshine Day. Everyone is in the Star Quad. It's almost time for the Battle of the Bands. You don't want to miss that." It was already Starshine Day. Gemma's stomach did a flip. Talk about cutting it close. She couldn't wait to tell Lady Cordial that it looked like her premonition just might be correct. That everything might turn out exactly the way it was supposed to. That her mission would turn the tide for Starland and return it to the way it was meant to be. Lady Cordial had predicted that this would happen just in time for Starshine Day, and here it was, really happening. Gemma took a deep breath, smoothed back her hair, and headed to the Star Quad. When Gemma reached the quad, she could see the bright flower garlands draped from pillar to pillar, shining beautifully, and she felt a little swell of pride in her handiwork. There was a glimmer bounce house, bumper star cars, even a mini star coaster. The smell of grilled garble greens filled the air, and starlings were walking around laughing and chatting. It was as if everyone had forgotten about the shortage, and they were just allowing themselves to relax and enjoy the day. And maybe that was the point. Gemma heard Lady Cordial's voice over the loudspeaker. "Introducing Starlight Starbright, the first contestant in Starling Academy's Battle of the Bands," she announced. The crowd roared. The quad was packed with starlings, so Gemma took the long way around, past the hedge maze. As she passed the entrance to the hedge maze, she heard a sound. Psst, psst. Whoa! The next thing she knew, someone had grabbed her arm and she was being yanked backward into the maze. She spun around. "What in the stars?" she exclaimed. Vega stood there, looking grim. "What's going on? Did you find Lady Stella yet?" Gemma asked. But Vega just spun on her heel and started walking quickly into the maze. Not wanting to be left behind, Gemma raced after her. "Vega, say something! What in the stars is going on?" "Just follow me," Vega hissed. In only a couple of turns, they were in the center of the maze. It would have taken Gemma forever if she had been by herself. There, facing her, were all the star darlings, including Leona. Then they all took a step forward, and there, in all her regal beauty, was Lady Stella. Without a word, Gemma ran toward her, throwing her arms around the headmistress. "Oh, Lady Stella! Lady Stella!" It was all she could say. The headmistress stroked Gemma's hair gently. "Oh, Gemma, I hope your mission wasn't too overwhelming," she said. "I heard it was a difficult one." Gemma felt like she might burst into tears if she said a word. She took a step backward. She noticed that another adult stood nearby, her arms around Sage. They looked so much alike, right down to their pointy elfin chins. Indira, said Gemma. Indira smiled gently. It's so good to be here, she said. Tell her the story, said Sage eagerly. But quickly, we're due on stage soon, so there isn't much time. Cassie, you figured it out. You tell the story, said Lady Stella. Cassie smiled at Lady Stella gratefully. Well, Sage and I were really getting worried. Neither Lady Stella nor Indira was anywhere to be found. We called all the Star Darlings together, but no one had any idea what to do, and everyone was getting really frustrated. Then Iddy started singing. I scooped her up and tried shushing her, but she just wouldn't stop. I was about to put her in the closet when I stopped and listened to the words. She was singing the Song of Secrets. And the song told the story of two beautiful women who were trapped in a cave at the base of the Crystal Mountains against their will. We were hoping against hope that it was Lady Stella and Indira, but we weren't sure. Then we realized that the song rhymed star protection suits with forbidden fruits, and shovel with on the double. We grabbed those things and took off immediately, a little scared at what we might find. Cassie paused to take a breath, and Adora took up the story next. When we got to the foothills of the mountains, we found a cave entrance blocked off by the hugest pile of the most beautiful crystal shards. But as soon as we got close, we all started bickering and feeling extremely tired and angry. They were clearly infused with negative energy. So we put on the suits and started digging. We dug, and after what felt like forever, we finally reached the entrance. And there stood Lady Stella and Indira. Lady Stella smiled at the girls. You have no idea how happy we were to see you. I explained that when I was confronted, here she placed a hand on Cassie's shoulder reassuringly. I realized that someone had to be framing me. I panicked and disappeared in a flash and headed to the crystal caves. I contacted Indira to meet me there so we could come up with a plan together. But as soon as we stepped inside the cave, disaster struck. There was a huge avalanche and we were trapped. My star zap had gotten crushed in the avalanche and Indira's wouldn't work. The negative energy was making us weaker and weaker. We were beginning to despair of ever escaping. Then, as we were drifting off to sleep one night, we heard the familiar song of comfort. That's when we realized we shared the cave with a gaggle of glowfers. Quickly, we made up a song and taught it to them, knowing they would pass it on to every other glowfer they met, as is their tradition. I just hoped it would get to Iddy quickly. Gemma had to interrupt. So you knew about Cassie's secret pet? Lady Stella just gave her a look, and Gemma blushed. Of course the headmistress had known. She knew everything about her students. That was the kind of headmistress she was. Sage's mother spoke next. And then we waited. And then the Star Darlings came. And we started talking, and I discovered that my mom has known Lady Stella for a long time. She used to take me to campus when I was little to hone my wish energy manipulation skills, Sage said. They were off the charts, Indira said proudly, even when she was a wee starling. And that's why Mojo liked me so much, Sage said. He must have somehow remembered me from long ago. Leona stepped forward. But why didn't you tell us you were working together? That we were the 12 star-charmed starlings? She asked. We didn't want to overwhelm you, explained Lady Stella. We thought the pressure would be too much. We realize now we should have told you right away the true nature of your missions. I can promise you this, Star Darlings. There will be no more secrets going forward. We thought that once the 12th Star Darling went on her mission, the shortage could possibly be reversed. Indira said. And now you have returned, Gemma. Soon, we will discover if the theory is true. Lady Stella reached into her pocket and pulled out a small solar metal instrument. This is the wish energy meter. Right now, it is exactly in the middle, right between positive energy and negative energy. Your mission should determine which way it will tilt. So, Gemma, how was your mission? Indira asked eagerly. Gemma looked down at the ground. It was terrible. Something went wrong, and I collected negative wish energy. Everyone gasped. But then she turned it around and collected positive energy too, Leona hastily offered. Though Lady Stella looked calm, Gemma could tell she was worried, very worried. We'll see how things go. Stars crossed, my starlings. Stars crossed. Leona looked down at her stars app. Oh, Starf! Lady Cordial is freaking out. The star darlings are up next. Everyone stay calm, Lady Stella commanded. She pulled her hood up over her head. Indira did the same. The saboteur could be out there, Lady Stella said. We can't take any chances. We need to get that orb. A shiver ran down Gemma's spine. The 12th orb. The final mission. Had she succeeded? Or had she failed?